Hello guys and welcome to yet another session here at the Gosu Academy. What we'll be doing today is we will be going through a lot of different maps. We'll be going through kind of default utility, and I'm thinking also on top of the default utility I'll be talking about some pieces of utility that have kind of evolved. I think maybe more so that will even be the topic of this session, because there are a lot of pieces of utility that were working in CSGO, and I mean they are also working in CS2, but in CS2 there have like people have found better ways to do them. So basically in CSGO, when people would take long, what they would do a lot of the time is they would be smoking long corner, and the idea of doing this is when you as a T go out, for the CTs to fight you, they will have to swing a little further. And they also will have to be further out from the corner, so it's not possible for an AWP, say, to just take one shot and fall back. If you're out here, even if you get a kill and try to get back, you might get spammed through the smoke, and overall it's an easier trade for the T side. So this long corner smoke was kind of a staple of the CSGO meta. Now I'll show you how to throw this one. Hopefully I get it right. I believe if you walk in here, there is somewhere in this square thing. Maybe it's even just in the middle of the pipe. Let me try this one time. Essentially you want it to go over and hit the corner like so. Yeah, so this is basically how you do the long corner smoke. Now obviously I talked about that some of these pieces of utility are sort of updated or upgraded, and the way that I think this one can kind of be upgraded is what is the the common reaction basically for CTs, or like how is it that the CTs will normally take longhouse. Well, what is really normal is that the first spawn on long will go and throw this molotov and dodge flash and then cross to pit. Some teams as well will go and do a molotov blue. These two molotovs working together makes it so there's almost no space for the T's to be in, and they are kind of stuck out in the open. So when the flash comes from the AWP, which is typically thrown like this, and then another in the back, if you are a T who's standing out here, there is almost no hope for you to survive. But instead of throwing the long corner smoke, which does give you more space, what some teams and players are starting to do is, when this CT molotov comes into longhouse, if you underhand a smoke here, it will bloom in such a way that you can edge around the molotov. So even though the molotov might still be burning, I can now hold the long corner without taking damage, whereas if I step further forward, I'm going to take damage. This is kind of a way where the player, like the T-sided player who runs out long as the first one, instead of going towards blue, can now go in front of blue, and you can have your AWP or even a rifle player come here and hold the corner, so that if the CTs want to go out at all, you can take a shot and get away. There is sort of a counter to this, and the counter to this is that some CTs as well will go here and do the long house smoke, which is also in some way an upgraded piece of utility. It lands up here, and it blooms and smokes everything off. So if the CTs choose to take long with this smoke and a molotov blue, well, now smoking off the CT molotov is obviously not that great, but the advantage of doing the smoke in here instead of the corner is you can hold the corner until the smoke pops, and the smoke does take quite a long time for it to land. I will say as well, I don't think anyone's really doing it. Maybe there is someone doing it, but you can actually, I don't even remember what lineup I found, but I believe there is a lineup where you can throw like this. And it must be slightly lower actually. But you can actually find a long corner smoke where wait. Sorry guys. I will investigate a little bit here. Because you can actually do the long corner smoke from really early and have it hit the right side of this. Now I lined it up slightly bad. Let me give it one more try here. What did I come up with? I think like this might land. We'll see. Kind of. It's basically supposed to be slightly lower, so it just goes over and hits this directly and lands down here. But this is a way of throwing the long door smoke where you don't have to even go all the way out here. If you want to be going mid after throwing the smoke, this is another lineup for exactly this. Let me see. Give it one last chance here. Nope. I feel like I'm definitely doing something wrong. Maybe I need to even aim a little higher. But it's supposed to hit this, go down, and hit this, and instantly pop. It's pretty cool. Talking about another piece of utility that's kind of an upgraded version. Before, in CSGO, we had a smoke here. I don't even remember the lineup anymore. It should be like this, though. Oh, it's so close. So basically what you would do is you would smoke Xbox. I think it might be bottom left here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is how you were smoking to kind of take short control back in CSGO. The idea of the smoke is that it gives you cover, so you can't be spotted from mid. You can still obviously see lower, but also you can kind of go up on the ledge and you can go and peek short in like 2 different ways. You can do it from down or you can do it from up. Either way, it allows you to take short control. Whereas at the start of CSGO, before jump throws were even invented, a CT AWPer standing here was a pain to deal with. And there's a new, better way to do the smoke. Basically, you just crouch into this line, you aim here, and you do a normal jump throw. This one, if I do it correct, should go and pop very quickly. And it can sometimes fail. I'm honestly not really sure what I did wrong here. I guess maybe I was standing wrong. This is definitely the lineup, though.
These smokes are very unreliable.
Yeah, they are. I feel like it should be working. Let me give it one more chance. I think this time I forgot to stand up. So I think this second time it was definitely my own doing. If I land it correctly, there we go. This is how it's supposed to be. I don't know why it doesn't land like this every time. But basically, with this, you can walk short without the AWP seeing you. Anyone playing close here also can't really watch at all. And it's really difficult for a CT to push through this smoke. Now, there are a few ways pros deal with this smoke. One of them is you can just do like a double click. Let me try to throw the smoke one time here. I guess if I throw it like this, it should. Okay, I'll go back to spawn and throw it one more time. Because there are a few cool ways that pro teams and just top players in general will play against the smoke. If it's not going to work now, I'm going to be really upset. Because I definitely did the same lineup. Okay, so you can obviously like double click and blow the smoke like this. But what some people also do is they have lineups where you can throw it from short. Something like this, except they have a better lineup. Maybe it's all the way to the right. Like this. So you can actually blow the smoke up for your AWP player from short. Which is really, really neat. I know there's also a kind of smoke you can throw for here. And I believe there is a lineup. Is it like this? Let me see. Yes. This is also, if you want to do a cross smoke at the start of the round as CT, like you can throw it around here. You can even have someone hold this nade for you, and as an AWP you can use this to peek on timing. That is pretty cool. There is also, from back in CSGO, people had a lineup where you would aim somewhere here, you would jump throw like this. I guess it's even more like that. Obviously, no one uses this lineup currently, so I will probably fail a lot of these lineups. But it was kind of like this. And the idea was, if the CTs have a short setup, this will burn the CT close. It can also obstruct the vision from the AWP who is playing here. And sometimes, if you could get it really far, it would also like maybe burn the guy in the corner, but it was very rare. Now people have found a new lineup. I believe it's here and somewhere here. The way that this window is, or like window shutter, or what you want to call it, is slanted, is you can actually run and jump throw a molotov here, and it will always land and burn so that the AWP who's standing here will be pushed back. Now, I'm throwing this currently with the CT molotov. I can try to join T-side real quick. But you will see, especially if I have a T molotov, this is a lineup that absolutely will push everyone back from short. So here, it will burn so that if I'm standing further back, I can't really see much, and if I'm close, I will burn, and I will have to drop down. Anyone who's standing close will get molotoved, and it's just a super powerful piece of utility where, I mean, you can even do a bad flash for yourself, and you can swing, and you know you can take this area, more or less. Another cool piece of utility that some of you may know, some of you may not know, if you want to flash short for your teammates, you can go here, you can aim here, you can jump throw, and with the slant that is here, it will push you a little bit to the side. It will actually do a pretty much perfect pop flash for short. Wait, that's not how it works, because I'm not on the drag server. And I believe it should take this as well. Yeah, so it's a really, really cool flash. It not only looks cool, it is actually super powerful as well. Also, if you want to do the mid smoke, like the door smoke, but you are in lower, you can go here, you can aim, I think, up here and do a double click throw. No, I guess it's the bottom left. Let's see. It might actually be bottom right. Yeah, let's try bottom right. It's good that I don't have to do this in a match. And this one is also like the same. It's kind of finicky. I don't know, maybe I'm not standing far enough back. Let's see, maybe I can even do this and try it again. But basically it's supposed to land on the edge here and supposed to waterfall down. I'm not a big fan of this smoke because I have also seen this fail quite a lot. But there is the possibility to throw this smoke for yourself. Maybe you should go and check the lineup just in case if you want to do this smoke. Other than this, there are a few more grenades that are updated. I think, Genderless, your microphone is on. Genderless Potato Head, are you watching the TV series? All good, all good. So, for short as well, and I mean, yeah, I think I said it at the beginning, but there are definitely a lot of the lineups here where I know roughly where you have to stand and how the grenade is supposed to land, but some of them I won't know just because I'm a stupid coach. But there is a spot on this wall you can stand, and I think you can throw a smoke like this, kind of. Maybe you need to stand up, actually. But basically, yeah.
Have you shown the smoke across from lower tunnel, or did you just throw like the waterfall one?
Which one do you mean?
To block the doors when you're already like in lower.
I don't actually know any lineup for this.
Oh.
I mean, you can do this one. It's just about finding the correct lineup. It has to land like this, but it has to land more on this side. So it might be that I have to stand actually behind this. Some of these lineups, like, I know that they exist, and even if I don't... Okay, there we go, actually. So that's apparently it. You just have to stand on this side of the wall, and then bottom right, double click. Then you get this waterfall effect, and you can use this to... But see here, even the second time I threw the exact same smoke, it seems like it failed. So I think if this is a smoke that you want to use, it's good for you to be able to like go ahead and check the lineup. I think just overall, this smoke is not that necessary to throw from lower, and the reason is what a lot of people will do. I'll give it one more chance here, see if it... Maybe it did land properly. Yeah, it seems like as long as you're on this side, it works. Well, basically what a lot of teams will do is they will do the door smoke from the spawn, which makes it so CTs are kind of less likely to push. Then as they're coming over here, they will do like a flash above lower. This is so that anyone who's out short will be blind. Some people also from lower has like lineup. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's something like this basically. Let's just check it one time. Yeah, this would be good enough, I guess. Where you can flash yourself, and then people will go over further, and then, you know, you can always flash away the orb for your teammates coming out top mid, if you do it like this. And it will save your smoke. But now here is at least a lineup for this smoke. There's also another piece of utility, like there's another smoke I've seen. There's also one where I don't know the exact lineup. But back in CSGO, this area was originally not open, and eventually it became open. But obviously smokes behave a little bit differently. I believe people were using this kind of lurk smoke quite a bit, where, you know, it would go out and it would land, so you would get some cover. Might actually be a little bit, maybe even standing like this. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I think the one I was looking for was kind of landing more like this. So you had this lurk smoke. You also had one that landed right out here, out the tunnels, where you could kind of jump up and have a one-way here. I've now seen a lineup where you aim somewhere here, and with this lineup, you have essentially a smoke that lands. It's actually pretty much landing like this. It's landing a little bit more in this area, but the idea of this having a smoke that lands here is you can use this as cover, so you only have to fight like plat, back plat, and left side, and then you can actually use this lineup like this smoke to walk through the smoke, and you will have cover for when you go car, and now you can go and be in kind of a headshot angle, and it's pretty strong smoke. I don't know the specific lineup. Again, there's a lot of these lineups that I don't know, but I definitely know you have to stand here and aim somewhere where it's supposed to like bounce down and land out here. This was quite close. But yeah, you can even find your own lineups if you want. Now you at least have the idea for it. The same on long. I still see a bunch of people still throwing the old smoke. Like back in CSGO, you kind of needed two smokes to do the proper cross, and people had lineups where, you know, they used this tooth and everything. I believe it was like slow walk and jump throw like this. This was like one of them. Maybe it was even take a run step, whatever. But now there's a far easier lineup. This is kind of like an upgraded smoke again. You just go in here, you can aim here, and this is like the easiest long cross smoke you will ever throw. This one lands and blocks everything with just one smoke. And there's multiple reasons why this smoke is stronger. One of them is if you're standing here, you're far more exposed to like the push. If you're standing here, you won't be as exposed to the push. But also, I've seen people do this smoke still, where a CT will come and block the smoke here, and it will get kind of stuck, and you won't be able to properly cross with it. So I definitely recommend using this smoke. I know as well there is another smoke. Maybe it's even like this. Let me check here. Is it double click? Or is it... I've seen people do some kind of a smoke here. But this can't be it. It might be double click jump throw forward actually. Let's see. I haven't personally used this smoke. Yeah, that must be it. Something like this. Just if you ever see...
Can you show the smoke from blue again, please?
Yeah. You just go here, and you just push your crosshair up here. Like, out from this corner, out from this. Like that. Super simple. If you see any professional players throw the smoke from here, I don't know the exact lineup, evidently. I'm pretty sure it is something very close to what I'm throwing. But the reason people do that is because there's also a lineup for smoking. Maybe it's even standing down here. I'm really confused. Because I know that's how they aim. Yeah, this is probably it. Okay, we found it in the end, guys. Yeah, so basically people are standing down here, and then they aim here with double click, and they do double click jump throw. It's pretty crazy. And the reason why people do this is because there is a lineup, and again, I don't know exactly what it is actually, but I know that there is a lineup for smoking short from the same position that teams are using right now. This might even be it actually. You can definitely get one that smokes everything. I think I'm supposed to hit the left wall. We can try one more time here. Maybe it's even also just this corner. Okay, maybe this corner, but W jump throw. Then I think. Okay, never mind. Well, basically there is a lineup here, and what teams do is they will, you know, do the smoke here, and then they will immediately do the smoke for short. It's a slight difference from doing it from blue, but I think in your Faceit games, just knowing this one is really good. For the molotov as well, this is actually something that I think is so insanely... well, I think it's pretty important for people to know, and it seems like people don't. So obviously, if we go to those kind of memes with the phone game advertisements, you have like the level 1 rookie, whatever, and then you have a level 50 mafia boss and stuff like that. The level 1 noob in CS will go and do the molotov like this. And you don't actually know how it will spread, if it will spread to corner, if it will spread properly behind car. And also you run the risk of there being a AWP player standing here and holding you. The better molotov, the level 30, whatever, is going here, aiming top of the door handle and jump throwing. This one lands like this. It always burns the corner and it burns behind the car, but the guy can sit behind the car. So what I see some people do is they will do this molotov, and then when the molotov is burning, they will go and they will spam this to basically check if someone is hiding here. And I think that is a sort of okay solution, but the better solution in my opinion is if you're standing on top of this, you aim the exact same, but you do double you jump throw. So you basically just give the molotov a bit of speed here. It will land like this. It will burn the corner as well, but it will also burn so they can't sit close to the car. And what's interesting about this is that with this molotov, again, you burn the corner, you burn behind the car, but this one actually allows you to, when it's burning, to do one jump to check if the CT is there. And if you see that no one is there, then you can disregard it. But I'm fairly certain with how the molotov lands, you have to sit back here. If you as a T jump, you should be able to see the CT. And then you don't need to go and spam and like waste time doing this basically. So that's quite good. Now there's also a new smoke. I believe it's like this. Yes, this is well, my team calls it the Santara smoke. What it is you go in here, you aim at the bottom middle of this satellite dish, and when you throw it, it will land, and with just one single smoke, it basically smokes off everything for the T's. Maybe I'm even, like, I don't know, maybe I did something slightly wrong here. We'll see. If I throw it one more time. It should fill out, as you can see, like, the T's could like jump spot over it, they could boost, but it blocks it so that the T's will have to go through the smoke to push forward long. And this makes it really strong for the CTs because they can, you know, use flashes to check, see if they're in front, they're not in front, then you can go back. And this is a smoke that's extremely re-smokable as well. Like, even if it's like been used one time, a common timing for this smoke to be used would be when the T's are doing this smoke, the CTs will return with a smoke of their own, which would be this one. And then, you know, you kind of trade one smoke for one smoke. So this is also something that's new in CS2, and is definitely something I would recommend for people to know, essentially. Also, for if you are CT, there is this smoke that is actually quite cool. If you just run as CT, you run out here and you aim on this kind of spot here. What this gives you is, it gives you a... Holy shit, that was a CS2 moment. But normally if you run here, you do this. It gives you a smoke as a CT that lands out here. And the way pro teams are using it is they will run out into mid, they will come and they will nade out from lower, and then you can actually choose to stay in lower. You can do a setup, like one can stand here, The AWP can be standing here, taking first contact. You can also just, you know, do this nade and just walk back and exit through the smoke. You can also walk through the smoke and you can go and sit here, which can be like a really strong position in the mid round, especially if you have an AWP holding like this. Then now, when the mid smoke fades, you can hold lower on like a super off angle. It's something that's pretty difficult for the T's to clear. Like they will clear like this, and then they will go out and you will be like sitting here. So this is also like it's a smoke that was sometimes used. I remember even back in CSGO, I did it like this or something, where it would go over and then it would land, like it would hit this and fall back and land here. It's thrown a little differently now, but it has actually so much power that it's ridiculous. Whenever I've done it in high elo CS at least, if you do this smoke and you go and you just throw a nade from lower to here, it changes everything that the T's are doing. Because for the T's, their information is someone has pushed into lower, and if the T's are in dark, they will be taking nade damage, and then they will be afraid that someone is going to peek them lower, or maybe someone will push from B tunnels. And also the mid players, they have to be worried, oh, someone could be in lower, maybe they have like a lot of information and all these kind of things. So this one smoke and this one nade, it does far more to slow down the T's than you would expect. Most high elo players will be using this door smoke at the start of, you know, almost every round. And for the CTs to be able to do this smoke and play around in that one makes it so much more difficult for the T's to take space, because even walking over short is nasty if you don't know if the CTs have some kind of random setup with like one here and one here or something like this, right? Probably not a setup I would personally run, but for the T's, either way, it's just they will take the space slower because of these nades. I also saw, I don't know the exact lineup, but it is something like this. Let me see. Okay, maybe not. Is it like this? No. It might be from down here, actually. Well, basically, I know it. Maybe it's double click even. That could make sense. Yes, it is. So there's this molotov as well. I think you just basically go to kind of up here in the boxes and you want to aim for Xbox. So like, don't hit this thing. You want to aim slightly above this like slant. And don't hit that thing, like I just said. If you throw a molotov here, it will burn this bomb plant spot. But it also burns behind Xbox and it burns around Xbox. So this guy gets pushed out of position. This guy gets pushed out of position. Whoever is hiding behind side gets pushed out of position. And all these people will be scrambling to move somewhere. Like this guy, for example, he can't stay here. So if he goes out here, now you can see him from window. If he goes out here, well, if there's no door smoke, you can kill him, obviously. And also, if your teammate is peeking from dark at this timing, when the molotov pops, he can peek while this guy is moving. The same with this guy, who is, you know, having one of the strongest positions on the B side. He will have to move either this way or this way. And the same with this guy, who also has one of the strongest positions, will have to move either left or right. And just this molotov is extremely powerful and is kind of a new smoke of sorts. Sorry, a new molotov. I also saw, I don't know the exact lineup for this, but I saw a video of, let's say, like doing the middle of the B or something like that, and doing this hide, like this. Someone re-smoked door in this way. So after planting the bomb in this position, you can go and do this. And it's a way to re-smoke door in a good way, because what a lot of people do, me included until I saw this, is they will try to bounce it hard here. And it doesn't always give the best result. Like, sometimes it lands like this, sometimes if you do it with just a slow walk, or if you do it like this, it can go out and be almost enough that the CT can get out here. So this lineup is very simple and super effective. The same way a lot of people will try to molotov window by, you know, bouncing it like this, and sometimes it can, you know, it will land like this, but sometimes I've even seen it me see if... I feel like this happens a lot. That it bounces up and even fully fails, or it burns like super far down or something. What I like to do, if you just aim so that it hits this square, it will always come back and molotov perfectly outside window. And what sometimes happens as well is if people do this molotov, they will molotov their own teammates trying to plant the bomb here. I was not meant to die, but anyway. So yeah, that's kind of some... I would say somewhat default utility. But it's also most of the kind of new utility there is on Dust 2 that I know about. I don't think there is so much other utility. I can show you one piece of utility that I've kind of...
Could you please show the retake molotov again on P?
Yeah, of course. The Xbox one? Like the one from out here?
Yeah.
I can show you this as well, actually. Like, you can go this car, and the way this is shaped, if you aim here... No, sorry. It's the other side of it. Right side of it. You do normal jump throw, and it will push you and give you like a smoke for dark.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool lineup. It looks cool. But basically just go to the top of this. Double click a little bit over the slant. Make sure like left of this, I guess. And then normal jump throw.
Like top of the brick?
Yeah, I mean, I just go up on this, like the flat part here, if you know what I mean. And then there is this like line here. So I just do it like slightly above the line. I think maybe even if you do it on the line, it's also fine.
Can you just look down for a second where you line up?
Yeah, of course. Like, I just go here, like somewhere here.
So it's not very precise.
I don't think so. I think even if I go up here and do the same, like it will just go a little bit further forward, but it might even be better if it still burns this. It doesn't in this case, but yeah, I would just go like, when you feel you're taking a step up, now you can see I don't go up anymore. Like there's a small plateau here. When I'm with this, I'll just do this.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it is a really, really powerful Molotov. I think this is so insanely overpowered, actually. Yeah, that was some of the new stuff I had for Dust 2. Actually, maybe you guys have seen it as well. I don't know this lineup exactly. Maybe someone of you know it. But there is a lineup now where you can do, like, it's something crazy. You do, like, it's not even jump throw, it's like W jump throw, where it's supposed to hit here, and then it falls down, and it lands like this. And if it lands all the way correct, it burns this. I can find it for you guys if you really want to see it, but it's basically like a Molotov lineup, so you can burn this box without even going out, and it won't land like this, it will land like up here, but it will still burn down on this thing. So anyone on top of this box will have to move. And it just is kind of good against low money, because you don't have to like be worried about a shotgun or an SMG up here. Yes, I think that was what I kind of had for Dust 2 of like new-ish utility. Oh, I will say one thing, actually. It's kind of a work in progress for myself and my team, I guess, but I don't know if it actually is something you'll ever end up doing, but I think this is really smart. So, when you take long control, which is a lot easier as CT, it feels like, in this version of Dust 2, like, Ts don't tend to rush long as much, because, well, I could probably tell you why, but essentially now, with the new boost box being added, it's not as powerful to just take long anymore, because it's easier for CTs to defend from short. And so, CTs don't have to have long control start of round to win rounds, basically. But my thought was, since you can take long, and you can even re-smoke longhouse and stuff like that, what happened sometimes to my team is that we would lose to a B-split. People will do this smoke, so you can't really see anything. And I had the idea that since our AWP player sometimes had an extra smoke, you could actually find a lineup. I don't remember what lineup I found, but I found a lineup here where you can throw kind of like this, I guess slightly above, but you can throw essentially a smoke for the B players, but from A. So like imagine like this, that when the T's do the mid to B smoke, instead of going and blocking the mid to B, you smoke either door or window for your teammates, so that the teammates on B only have to worry about one thing, and it makes it really a lot more difficult for the T's to get into B side. I think it's a pretty interesting idea, and something that wasn't possible in CSGO because this wall was like solid. I think this is pretty clever, and I guess the reverse could be true as well. Like say that the T's go for a long execute. If your B player has a smoke, this was just a random smoke I threw, by the way. This might not really land anywhere good. But just imagine being able to throw a smoke like this to give your A player space. Like, I think it's kind of interesting. I think actually something where it is a little bit difficult to add because it's so different. But I think even at the tier 1 level, at least this smoke going from A to B actually has a shit ton of potential. So that's a cool idea you guys can play around with. Okay, I will go to... Let me see what I want to go to. I will show you something, okay? You guys are gonna have to promise me that you keep it between us for the moment, okay? Like, I don't want to see this on Reddit. Because I just found it today, and I want to save it if I can for a little bit. So this is for my eyes and your eyes only. Well, I'll show you some different things, okay? Basically, one of the things is if you are... actually, let me go T-side again here. If you are T-side, I have, I think, talked about this in one session, but when... Well, basically, most people know how to play Dust 2. And on Dust 2, if you as T take short control, you can, you know, do a running molotov that lands down in CT, and it kind of locks off the rotation. And what's smart about that is that, you know, you isolate the players who are already on the bomb site and cut off whoever is in CT spawn. Now, on Ancient, it's kind of the same. I've talked about this a little bit, but if you do a backline molotov, this is kind of the same as doing the molotov in CT on Dust 2 when you're running out short, because this locks off the rotation. People can obviously run through it, but they're gonna have to take an extreme amount of damage. And if you as T go up and kill like the B players, whatever, and you have this control, if you smoke this, it's over for the CTs. They literally have no chance, basically. There isn't a good way to go through this because you can get killed from short and long, so even if you get flashes up top, there will always be someone who can dodge this flash or stay anti, or what's very common is, for pro teams, one will be short holding this, the other will be anti-flash, whatever, and even if you go through on a flash, if the short player is blind, the long player just peeks and kills you. So, this molotov is super key. I had it at some point that I found essentially a way to molotov this from a safe position. So if you know you're gonna hit B, you can kind of just do the... Like, it needs to be to the right of the blue. You can even go down a little bit, maybe even here. But you can just give it a run step. I think this would even be good. I could give it even a little bit more run. But this is actually a really, really good molotov to be able to do. Also, in like, let's say, a 2 versus 2, where we know that one of the players is on B, this is a molotov I'll be able to throw, where I also can lock the B player to B. So if we know that one is B and one is whatever, in cave or is on A or whatever, I can use this molotov and I can lock the B player here, which gives me more time to run heaven. Stuff like this. I think this is pretty cool. Here's also a cool flash. If you ever want to flash, like let's say you've done a B execute, and you want to, like let's say you have done a B execute, you have tech 9s, you're running here, and you know that a CT is inside cave. Like, how are you going to flash this, is the question. But here's a cool flash. You can go up here. You can aim here with the wood and this line. Normal throw. This one goes in and it lands like this. And if the CTs are defending cave from in here, which they will a lot of the time, this is how the flash looks. And obviously for you as a T, you know, you call for the flash, you get ready, then you go in, bang, and you get it in the back, and now you can go in and kill everyone. So I think that's a pretty damn cool trick, if you ask me. I'll show you another cool thing. You can, from in here, I think a lot of people don't know this, you can go and, if you aim at the top of this piece of wood, you can, okay, what went wrong here? Yeah, I don't know, maybe I aimed slightly too much to the left, I guess that was it. Rather a little bit more to the right, but this is going to bounce twice, and it's going to fall right down on Cubby. What you can also do, you can do the Molotov. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I will show you this, but keep it just to us. Basically, you can do Molotov. You can even do nade in the Molotov. You can do smoke if you go to the right. You can aim here, middle of this plank. You can do ramp smoke, and then you can actually do this flash as well. Also the same thing. Aim here, jump throw. This flash I found today, it's unbelievable, in my opinion. Like, essentially anywhere you could stand to defend cave will be at least blinking. And it's possible maybe, I don't know, maybe there's even a slightly better lineup. I haven't tested very much with this. Maybe this one is actually even better. It might go a little further. But yeah, I think this is a really cool way of retaking B, essentially. I think this was actually better. So yeah, that's definitely some utility you will never see anyone use, because it's freshly made today. I think it's so insanely cool.
Think you could show the CT Molotov again?
The one from here? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So I just go up on the back wall here, and I want to make sure that, you know, it's better if I'm extra right. Because, like, if you do it too much to the left, obviously, like, if I throw it here, you know, it won't hit the back line. So you want enough angle that you can actually hit the back line. You can even use your radar for this if you want. I guess one way you can do it even is you just line the blue up with the building, and then you aim here, and you take, like, one running step. And this will Molotov backline perfectly, and it will make it so the CTs can't come and help. Really, really cool piece of utility in my opinion. You can also do it by hand by just running here, right? But being able to throw it from back here is also pretty cool, I think. And also, yeah, talking about updated utility, like, you can, like, back in CSGO, people would do this Molotov, and then they would use that to take cave. Now, obviously, there's the Brawler Molotov. For those of you who haven't seen it, you basically don't even line it up. Like, you want to just go, to show it, you would go on the door, and you aim here, and then you run forward, and you jump when you get rid of the door. Like, this Molotov goes through this window and burns here, essentially. And you can do this while running, so you can just do like that. And you have a Molotov that goes through and it burns a lot, so the cave player, when he comes here, he will have to decide, do I want to go through the Molotov, do I not want to go through the Molotov? And what's actually pretty crazy is, it's also even a good lineup for, like, nade. Like, this, if he's running through this Molotov and the nade pops at this timing, he takes damage from the nade and he gets slowed inside the Molotov and it damages him a lot. So if you want, you can have, you know, one guy running doing this Molotov, you can have someone else running and doing the nade in the Molotov, and then you will have, like, yeah, massive
Where are you
damage.
supposed to aim?
You aim here, like this line that goes up. This one.
These bricks, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just on feeling, like, if you just run and do it, it should be good. Like, sometimes it'll be super fast, sometimes it'll be a little slower, but this is a really cool lineup. Also, I know some people have found even lineups for this from spawn. So basically, when you are spawning, I don't know the lineup, but you aim some specific place so you can just run out of spawn like this. And at the beginning, I thought, okay, this is pretty much a gimmick because you can just like legit go and do it like this. The only way that this lineup from spawn gives advantage is if the CT smoke beat off from spawn. This beat-door smoke will pop before you get to the doors, and then you all of a sudden can't throw the Brawler Molotov anymore unless you have the lineups. So that is kind of a counter to this Brawler Molotov is doing beat-door smoke from spawn, which is kind of interesting. So yeah. Also, I don't think I can land this smoke because it's actually so difficult. Let me see, just for fun. I might have a clip of this. Oh, ooh. Oh, I landed it first try. Oh, please. Okay, I didn't land it first try, but I was very close. But I found this crazy smoke. It is pretty damn difficult. Like, I don't even really have a perfect lineup for it, but essentially you can get it to go through both. This one lands. Yeah, okay. This is a crazy re-smoke for elbow from A. Someone from the team asked me to find this, and I thought I will try it. And it goes through like this window, through this window, and the way it bounces because of the shape of this. I'll show you real quick. It like hits twice here, and it goes down and smokes elbow. It's a very what's it called? Is circumstantial the right word? I'm not sure. But it is like a smoke you will. I mean, there are probably better ways to do this, but it just looks so damn cool. It's like a double hole in one. But it is pretty pixel, because you needed to go through both windows. And, yeah. You need a good lineup for it, let me say it like that. I even found as well, actually, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this, but a lot of people, when they come donut and they want to smoke CT, will aim like something like this. Okay, definitely not like that. I actually know the lineup. It's like this, I think. Yeah. So here you have the smoke bounce one time, it hits here, and now it smokes CT. This is like really cool lineup. Let me try something here real quick. Give myself a... Oh, it might be 6. Give myself a decoy. This is a extremely... Oh, it's not extremely pixel, but it is a little bit pixel. Lineup. Let me see if I can even land it. How was it even? Was it like this? There is a pixel that you can land on here. That is... I don't think it's this one. No, it's definitely not this one. I mean, this would still work, right? Aiming here. But I found a lineup where you hit it here. Sorry, I'll keep trying, because this, if I land this, you will think it's pretty crazy, I think. It was very close to being this. Look at this. Like, you saw how fast this landed? Instead of it bouncing at all, it just goes and immediately falls down. But it has to hit this specific piece of the rock that slants. But if you do this properly and with the smoke, which I'm not sure I'll even be able to do, because it is quite difficult lineup. Yeah, like there is a very big difference in how long it takes for this piece of utility to land. But with how difficult it is to land consistently, it's probably not worth doing. Like, I think even I found a lineup where I could crouch and then stand up or something like that. But yeah, it is like a really cool lineup, but yeah, too pixel. Okay, let me go through. Let me see. I think
I actually
we will...
have
yeah,
like full execute lineups for Anubis for both sides from one position. If you guys are interested in seeing.
So just to make sure I understand it correct, like,
No, for ancient, I mean.
oh, for ancient. Okay, but
Since
like,
we were just there.
yeah. So like, um, not that you can smoke all of A and all of B from one position, right?
No. All of A from one position and all of B from another.
I think I have it as well, actually. I can show it real quick.
Okay.
At least I know the B one. Maybe I have different lineups than you, but I know I have the lineups that the pros use, so it might be worth for you to know it. If you maybe you have different lineups, I don't know. The thing with I mean, I can talk about this real quick. A executing is actually not that good anymore. Like, no one really does it because teams don't really play with a set A player currently in the meta. Most of the time, if anyone is A, it's the AWP, or it will be the rifle jiggling, and it's really a case-by-case thing. So it's really rare that it's actually worth it to heavy execute A, like it's just not really part of the pro meta. I don't know how you do it. Like, actually, I can show you some cool smokes here. If you just go like in the middle of this, you can do CT smoke. This is like super simple and way easier in CS2 than it was in CSGO. I don't even know donut smoke from here. I know you can do tempo smoke like this. Maybe I know donut smoke as well, actually. We'll see. This one landed outside, but if you aim a little bit more to the right, then it will be inside tempo. And let me see. Donut smoke, I think it is... Maybe it's W jump throw, let me see. It definitely is W jump throw. Like, crouch W jump throw. It's either the left or the right side of this leaf. I think. Let me see. It was the left side of the leaf. Is this the same smokes that you know?
No. I have mine are like super easy, like hard to mess up.
Is it from the same position, or where is it from?
No. I should be sharing my screen right now.
Yeah, I'm just curious because it's like yeah, no, I mean, we can check it out. It's just hard for me to show it on the stream. Maybe let me just do it. Hang on, I am watching now.
Okay, so you get stuck just in the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
The clipping is kind of weird. The edge of this building and jump throw is CT.
Yeah.
Right here is
donut.
donut. Yeah.
Yeah.
The top of this leaf is temple.
Okay.
You can just.
Yeah. It's cool you got it, but I will say I think sadly like the current, I mean you can use it in Face It or whatever you want, but in a pro meta these like grenades are kind of, it's good to know the CT smoke for sure.
Yeah, these are for Face It definitely.
Yeah, and for the B nades, I don't know if you have the same lineups as me. I will just show them, but these are at least
I can show them right away.
I mean, I have lineups of my own, and I know these are the ones that the pros use. So I think if you don't have these lineups, you should use these because they're really simple. You basically just go in the flower here, you crouch, and you aim here, and you do jump throw, and then you, from the same position, you can just aim here. And this is like a long smoke that lands very far back, like very in long, and it's super simple. These are the ones that the pros use.
It's here. Oh.
I had a thought. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys the coolest smoke on Ancient, by the way. This is so fucking cool. So actually, just real quick, if you go and put just your shoulder up on this, and you aim at the kind of discolored part here, like that. This is like a CT smoke that is fast and good. But the coolest smoke, let me see if I can do it now. If you want to smoke donut, some people will try to like just do it like this or something like that, right? And it always fails. This was actually pretty stupid that I threw a smoke here now because I don't have the bind anymore to delete it. But I will show you I think this is the coolest smoke on all of Ancient.
Wait, I can drop the bind.
Okay, thank you. That would actually be nice. Well, basically, are you ready to watch? Because this is like a, well, it's not a must know, but it's very cool smoke. You ready?
I'm watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go here and you see this thing going around, I believe it's here. So it's not like at the bottom part. Like it's not this part. It's also not this part, but it's middle of this. If I'm not mistaken, let's take a look. You do normal jump throw. This one goes over and it bounces here, and it bounces and hits there and jumps into donut. This is so cool in my opinion, because it's actually like a perfect donut smoke from here. And I think not a lot of people know this. I got a retake set here as well for.
Could you please
side.
show the B nades again?
Yeah, of course.
One more time.
So you just go into the flower, the rightmost flower.
Mhm.
You crouch, and then you see where this goes up. It's this part while you're crouched. Sorry, I maybe didn't say that, but you have to stay crouched and then do jump throw while crouched. And then the other one is just like the
Belief.
plane. Yeah.
Don't you kind of block your teammates though? The door?
It's not really that much of a problem normally. I mean, I'm not sure if they can go through, but you anyway need to have 2 smokes dropped. So normally you will have teammates out here ready to go, basically. There are also lineups, so you can do it from back here. There's also like, there's plenty of lineups. How was it again? I think it's like this. Like this is like a really, really good long smoke. Where you can, do this one, stuff like that. I'll show you a couple more things here. Okay, this is actually also one of the coolest smokes on Ancient. Ancient has so many cool smokes. If you're retaking B and you have a smoke, you can aim top right of this circle and run. And just as you're about to hit the box, you can jump throw. This one goes in and lands perfectly inside cave. Which is extremely cool, if you ask me.
Oh, one more time, please.
Yeah, so here and here. And then you run and you jump throw right before the box.
Oh, so it's a retake smoke.
Yeah, exactly. Also, if you ever need to block the plant, you can like see this one and this one. So the second one, if you line this up kind of, you nade here. Oh, just like I did. Oh, if you nade like that, it will land right at default. You can do it with molotov as well. It's like a perfect lineup to molotov the plant. It's really, really good. Also, here is a retake set for A. If you go here and you aim here, this part of the like mountain in the background or whatever, you do W jump throw. If I didn't mess it up, this will land like this and smoke off all of A main. And then from the same position, you can aim at this green rock. You can run and you can jump throw. And this one goes and lands on boost. So then you eliminate the whole left side, basically. Which is super neat. And you can also, if you stand here... How is it even? I think you just stand here and maybe you aim to the height of this. Ow. I think you can actually aim even higher, maybe. It might be this one you aim on. I think it is. Yeah. So basically, just imagine there's a smoke CT here. If you just go on this and you aim for this thing, this one goes over and it molotovs behind Xbox. I think even I can be more this side. But it molotovs right behind Xbox, and it forces the cheese out. So that's also a very, very cool piece of utility. Yeah. I mean, we kind of only went through 2 maps now with some utility, but that means we have many more maps to go. Is there any questions, guys? Or
You got any good
What's that?
flashes for mid as T side
I
when
think
you're like rushing mid early?
yeah, I think there are many different lineups. I don't really have a set lineup, but I can tell you where the flash needs to land. it's kind of something like this. Oh, sorry, I was in no clip there, but I think actually it might even be up here, like something like this. You want the flash to be behind the wall, so your T's that are coming out here don't get blind, but the CTs will get blind here. And then what people do, like what the pros do, is when CTs get blind in this area, their natural reaction is to fall back to donut and maybe play angles from here. So what a lot of people will do is they will have maybe even more than 2 flashes. They will do like these kind of flashes, and then the second, like the third flash, or maybe sometimes even just the second flash, will be up here, which lands close to this wall. So that when anyone is holding like off angle from donut, oh god, I had disconnect instead of a rethrow less grenade. I will show you this real quick, guys, and then I think we will do a couple of questions. Do anyone have a question while I'm loading into this one more time? Basically, you just... Man. You don't even need really like a super set lineup. I don't know why I'm making it so hard, but you can just flash up here, and this will, you know, anyone who is playing from donut area will get, like, here they blinked. Obviously, if you have a set lineup, like a super set lineup, it's even better, because you can throw it further. Like, ideally, you want it to land somewhere right around here. I can try to flash like this maybe, and see how that looks for us. Try it like this. So imagine you have the perfect lineup. This will be how wide you are, and then your teammates can keep scaling.
So basically, as long as it goes over the wall, it's like good.
Yeah, but if you can get it so that this first one lands near this wall as far forward as possible, and this one lands here kind of as far forward as possible. Obviously don't flash out here, because then your teammates are looking in heaven, whatever, or even just looking a little bit, maybe it will be too far, but try to get it on this corner, you should be good. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, guys, you have on your mind? If you don't, that's great, because then I've probably covered a lot of the utility that you guys don't know. I definitely think there's a lot of this utility that will be new to a lot of you, and it's all utility that either has been or will be used in pro games at some point. Yeah, I really recommend learning a lot of this util.
Okay, one more thing.
Yeah.
In my Faceit games, whenever we have like hard games on Anubis, the CTs will just rush mid every single round.
The
And,
CTs will, like you said, Anubis now, do you mean Ancient?
Ancient, yeah, I
Yeah.
missed them. My bad. The
So,
CTs
like-
will just rush mid every single round. Yeah, smoke,
So-
molly
And
instantly.
then go here, right?
And then, yes.
Yeah.
How do you answer to that as a terrorist?
Mm,
I've tried smoking top heaven.
Yeah.
From T-spawn, which kind of works, but you give up like all of mid. Do you just wait out the smokes and then retake?
So I know you're new, so you won't have heard me talk about this, but this is like one of the things I talk about the most on Ancient, because it's like, this is how most people play in Faceit. The thing is, the setup, when CTs do this, is they have one B player playing on the left side, could be on the right side as well, but they will have one who is going forward in cave to help the heaven players, then they will have 2 heaven and have 1 A player. And how I deal with it is I do window smoke, then I ask a teammate to do this smoke that just blocks the vision here, and it also turns off the molotov, so it puts a little bit of pressure on cave. Then I do this smoke myself, right here. And then I do this molotov, and we go up right after the CT molotov on ramp is gone. Then you have like inside cave smoke and a molotov, so the cave guy can't go out. And then you isolate the B player and you kill him. And then you can do molotov backline, and then you have all of B. It's a super good counter to exactly this what you talked about.
So you smoke off heaven, smoke cave, and push B through ramp?
Yes, right after this molotov. And the idea is basically that the cave guy is aggro. He can't go back because of the smoke and the molo. The mid guys, they will be here, but they can't help the B player, and the B player is all alone when people play like this. So you can just go and destroy him.
Nice, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man.